When's our test?
Friday.
Friday, right? Okay. What letter did I let represent a complex number? Do you remember? Z. Z. Right? So today we're going to do two things with complex numbers, complex polar numbers. Two things. We're going to multiply them and we're going to divide them. Pretty simple. It really is pretty simple. Okay? If I have two numbers that I am multiplying, do you understand that says z sub 1 and z sub 2, which just means my first one and my second number? Does that make sense to you? When I multiply them, multiply? What?
I know what you mean.
Because you use that in chemistry?
Yesterday, he was like, we were talking about coefficients. And I said, whoa, something in math and chemistry that actually lines up.
When I multiply them, what I do is I multiply the r's. Oh, I forgot my angles. And add the angles. All right? I know, that's just a lot of letters. That's the official definition. Huh?
I don't have a problem with that. That's surprising.
All you're going to do is multiply the r's and add the angles when you multiply the numbers. Why? Oh, it shouldn't make you upset. So, if my first, there's no reason to let it upset you. My first one is 3 cosine pi over 12 plus I sine of pi over 12. My second number is 2 cosine pi over 6 plus I sine of pi over 6. We're going to multiply the numbers and we're going to leave our answer in polar form. All right? So what do I do with the r's? Which gives me what? 6. Okay. So z1 times z2 is equal to 6. Multiply the 3 and 2. What do I do with the angles? So what is pi over 12 plus pi over 6? Pi over 4? So cosine pi over 4 plus I sine of pi over 4.
I like this.
And that's my answer. I will tell you let's go ahead and finish dividing and then I'll tell you this. When we divide, is division the opposite of multiplication? Right? So if we're dividing, what? No, what did we do with the r's here? What's the opposite of multiplication? Divide.
So everything else stays the same then?
Yes? So z1 divided by z2 is r1 over r2 cosine, and we subtract the angles. Completely opposite, isn't it? Okay, we ready? Z1, or my first number, is 18 . This, remember yesterday I said we could abbreviate? This is where they abbreviate sometimes. Because look how many times we have to write this down. Z2 is 2 cosine 225 degrees plus I sine of 225 degrees. All right? Okay, I'm ready to divide. Right? So when I divide Z1 divided by Z2, and let me tell you, it is different if I'm dividing Z2 by Z1, isn't it? So you have to pay attention to which one we're dividing by what. What is my new R? 9. Then, what is my angle? It's what? Cosine, hang on, negative 150 degrees plus I sine of negative 150 degrees, right? You're with me to there. Everybody with me to there? Now, remember some things from first semester. Cosine of a negative angle does what? It goes positive. So I have 9 and then parentheses because it's times that whole thing. Isn't this just cosine of 150 degrees? Now what does the sine one do? Negative. So it becomes minus I sine of 150 degrees. Remember cosine, it just drops. Sine, the negative, comes out front. Remember that? Now, what happens if our problem doesn't start in polar form? We have to convert them, don't we? Just like you did yesterday. So can we do one of those? Remember converting them? I hope you do. You said you did okay with it. Did you? Really? Three minus 3I and Z2 is negative 6 plus 6I. I have to change them both to polar, right? So my first angle, or my first number, Z1, what is R? You're awake. Had trouble getting up today, didn't you?
Yeah.
Honestly, today wasn't as bad as yesterday. Because yesterday, okay, so I do this thing at the beginning of every single semester. I've done this every semester of high school yet. I always start a semester on less than 4 hours of sleep. Because it can only get better.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yesterday I was a little tired. Today I'm fine.
I believe it's 3 radical 2. Is that what you all got? Okay. Now, is it okay with you if at this point I abbreviate cosine plus I sine? Because see how many times we're writing the same thing? Okay, so what is this angle? What quadrant is this one in? The first one. What quadrant is it in? Fourth? Isn't it? So we know that this is 3 and this is negative 3. What is this? Pi over 4. So what is my theta? So I have 3 radical 2 cis 7 pi over 4.
Okay. How did we find that 3 radical 2 is in 4 quadrant? I'm a little.
We got, because this, x is 3, y is negative 3.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay?
Yeah.
Are you back with us now?
Yeah.
It's not the 3 radical 2, it's the point itself. Okay. Now, for my second one, what is r? Six radical 2? Okay. Okay. What quadrant is it in?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it also pi over 4? So what is my angle? 3 pi over 4? Do you see why I wrote the CIS instead of writing out the cosine plus I sine? Yeah, maybe Chandler was, yesterday was like, maybe they're a little lazy. Maybe I'm a little lazy here.
Yeah, yesterday I was like, maybe you're a little lazy, and then you're like, we all can do it. I was like, well, I don't mind if I get to do this.
Oh, okay.
That's why I did my
Okay. So, when we multiply the z1 times z2, I ignore where they're in rectangular form and only use the polar form, right? So what is R1 times R2? What? I thought somebody said it. What's 3 radical 2 times 6 radical 2? 36. So it is 36 cis. Now what do I do with my angles? And what do you get? Okay. It wants, well, it doesn't say that, so that you can leave it that. If I wanted it in my first rotation, then I subtract 2 pi. So for this one, I can put here, you got 5 pi over 2. I could also have, what? Isn't that what you said it was? Yes, the same. It would be 5 pi over 2 or pi over 2 would be the same answer. Make sense? Now, how would we divide these? How would I have Z1 divided by Z2? What is my new R? 1/2? 1/2 cis. What is my new angle? there's my two answers. Does that make sense to you?
So on those, do you have to find both answers, or will it ask you for one?
I believe on all the problems today you find them both. Which, we good with that? We are page 723. (31 through 42 all). And the ones that start out in polar form